everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hope everyone is doing a great Saturday and got one of your mimosas.
Or coffee.
Or coffee. Tea. Cheese and crackers. We got them over there somewhere.
Right. But you know we start early.
Yes. So welcome. Hello, melanated queens. Thank you for tuning in into the Queen's Guide. We value your presence and welcome you to the seat at the table.
We don't own any rights to the music used on this podcast. We're not licensed professionals, doctors, or therapists. We're just Black women. We want to uplift our own, speak life into you, and love on you.
Yes.
And the word of the day. I like to have these words of the day because it just kind of gets my week start early. So this one is think before you act.
Yes. That's a good word. It's going to go great. That's also going to go great with the discussion that we have.
We're going to have that.
It's going to follow.
Yeah. This is something that also myself that I'm practicing on. We're not perfect. So just to give you a little summary of something that happened a couple of days ago, that I was ready to snap. And I know.
It should be in the messenger group like, hey y'all.
Listen,
Hey,
should I not do this? Right.
We're a work in progress.
Yes.
We're a work in progress.
And I have to do that. Like I have to reach out to them, and because somehow we do calm each other down.
Yeah, we do.
And I was ready to send that email because we had got an email something that happened. It was not going to be happening, and I just went. So some of you that don't know, I'm a planner. So you can't call me 2 days, a day later, let me know you're canceling something. That would not happen. So that's why I was like, okay, so I reached out to my girls. I said, this is not good. I'm about to email back. They're like, no. Let's pray about it. So that's what we did. I prayed about it. I went out, found a solution, to make it happen. And it worked out. And I'm glad I did. So the email that I sent out, guess what? It was a good vibe. And I even felt good. So we definitely do have to think before we act. So what do you guys think?
Yeah. Just kind of thinking on what you're talking about, how you have that email in the heat of the moment and you delay it. How many of you guys have went through that at work?
That's funny. I was just going to say that.
There's going to be an episode we're going to talk about work difficulties.
When you started off like per the last discussion.
Okay?
Yes.
Or as mentioned.
Exactly.
Okay? But you took a pause and then you cleaned it up. Right? Because you got to pick and choose your battles. So I would say, think before you act. That rings so true because, my family, we had an instance that happened earlier this week where we went to go see a family member, planned to go see this family member, rearranged our whole schedule the day of that was told to us to go see her, and we showed up, and it was, let's just say she was not ready.
Right.
Okay, and you have to think about it because there's a lot that goes into it. It's like the Brady Bunch in my household for us to get ready to go somewhere. It's not just me getting dressed and looking good and jumping up and getting out the door. It doesn't work like that. It's a whole system.
The process.
Okay. And so that in itself was a thing. It's a thing. And then we drove probably like an hour and a half at night to go help because we thought we were needed. We were told we were needed, and when we got there, it was just craziness, right? And it ended up in she telling us to leave, not wait outside or anything, but she told us to leave, and we left. But talk about think before you act.
Right. I'm not too fond of getting kicked out.
Right.
Especially by your family, and we were supposed to go there to do something beneficial for her because we love her and we care about her. So I wanted to go back and say everything I wanted to say.
You told me yesterday, I was like,
man, it was about to go down, and I wanted to break up in there like mama.
Right.
Rage. Like everybody was about to be embarrassed. I'm about to turn this out. I don't care if it is her house.
Right.
You had me drive over an hour or something to come see you.
Right. Everybody was
For
about
this,
to be some sort of trifling. And there was a lot of words.
I know.
Going
In
through
your
my
head.
head.
In your head.
Going through my head.
But I love the fact that you said the way how your daughter calmed you down. That was, I respect that, seriously.
We
work off of each other.
We worked off
Right,
of each
yeah,
other.
right.
So we walked out and we walked back to the car and we sat. And
I was like, let's go.
yeah,
Yeah.
Because at this point, you didn't kick us out.
all the way out, all
Yeah.
the way out.
Mhm.
Not to the front room or anything like that. It was all the way
Right.
out. And so we left. And so the girls were like, no, I really want to turn around. I said, you gotta pick and choose that thing. Sometimes when you react in the heat of your anger, you can make things a lot worse, right? The first thing, something that's always important, at least it's always important to me, when you deal with family or people that you care about,
Yeah.
it always has to be with love, even when you're upset with them. So if that means that you have to take a moment to pause
Yeah.
before you respond, and that's what we did. We waited till we got home. That hour home was, I can't believe this happened.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, and
Oh, sure.
wow.
Yeah.
But when we got home, I sent a text in love, but I got my point across, right? And she apologized, and at the end of the day, apology accepted. Nobody's feelings were hurt. Nobody felt no type of way.
No relationship is compromised.
No relationship is compromised.
Exactly.
And so it was truly a what would Jesus do moment. But think before you act. That's what that was all about.
I find myself doing better with that nowadays because I used to be, like I said, whatever I want, and I'm a fireball. And then as you get older,
I was just gonna say that.
You realize.
Yeah. 20 years ago, me and I handled that even like
right,
that.
right. You realize everything's not worth your time, your, emotions, that energy, So.
Awesome point. So hopefully that helps our story.
And you know what? If you have an instance where you can kind of relate to it, where maybe you took a moment of pause before you reacted because you knew your initial reaction was going to be that type of reaction, then let us know. We want to hear.
We do.
We definitely want to hear. So let's talk about, segue into, so I want to give a shout out to one of our Facebook members, Millen. Thank you so much for the suggestion. It was a great suggestion.
Yes, it was.
She had brought up, she loved the podcast. She loved our bios because she read them and everything. Please check out our bios, get to know us a little better. She had brought up, well, I read your bios and stuff and I got that, but I want to know, how did this all happen? How did the Queen's Guide come about? How did you guys meet? And I was like, that's a great question. And then she's like, and also, I don't want to read about it. Like, I want to hear you guys talk about it. And I'm like, okay, that's a great suggestion. So that's what we're going to do right now.
Yeah.
So the question is, how did the Queen's Guide happen? How did it come about? I'll start. So in this day and age, you have to be a jack of all trades, right? You're trying to make that more money. You got to be a jack of all trades. And so I also have a part-time job as an insurance agent. And I went to a book launch and signing of a friend, and it's Entrepreneurial Elevation. We went to this book launch. It's a great book. Black women, entrepreneurs. This is a book of advice and suggestions. It's all kind of been going and stuff because I've been reading it, making myself a little bit better. You can find it on Amazon. Check it out. So we went to this book launch, and one of the things that the group, the insurance group that I'm with, was like, you never go any place networking and you leave with empty-handed. You get a name and number. And so there was so much going on, and I had an appointment that kind of interrupted the book launch. So I went, and I was trying to engage as much as I could, but I had to leave early. And so I left, and that was ringing in my ear. Like, I need to make sure I get a name and number. That's the thing. You gotta get a name and number. And on my way out, because I'm speed walking, and I'm walking pretty fast. But this little thing right here,
walks fast.
I walk fast.
These little legs are in the wind.
And I was like,
and I saw her in the distance, and she was like,
yep, I had to leave. I was going. I was just walking. And what did you say? You said, hey. I was like,
I did. I was like, hey, excuse me, hello. And she turned around and I introduced myself and I told her what I was doing, and she was like, you know what, I do need to talk to someone about insurance. And I was like, great. And so she was like, let's take a picture and we'll get together later on. And so we did. We took a picture together, and that was that. A month later, we met for lunch.
Yep.
And
it was like mid-October?
yeah, so the
October.
book launch, I want to say, was in September. We met for
Yes.
lunch in October.
In October.
And
we met early, like 12 o'clock. 1
yeah.
o'clock. By the time we got to, it was in Virginia, a restaurant. So we got there at 12. First of course, we talked about life, and then we was like, okay, wait a minute, we gotta talk about business now. Because I was looking for some life insurance myself outside my job. So then after that, we talk, and then we talk about life again, and then it just went on. Let me just say this: we closed the restaurant down.
We did, and I tell you that the vibe was, it's amazing. It's amazing what God can do.
Yeah.
You got to give God props when props is due, and it's amazing what He can do, because that was definitely, this is definitely a God-made relationship, right? We went in, we had to stop ourselves, because it wasn't like, hi, my name is Lola Stith, I'm your insurance agent. It was like, hey, what's going on? And sitting down, we're like, whoa, business first.
Exactly.
And let's do the business. And so we did that. And then we went into life and started sharing our aspirations, projects we were working on, things that mattered to us, our family. And we closed that thing down. We closed the restaurant down. We were like, blah, blah, blah. It's dark outside.
Yeah.
Like that type of thing.
And we still went outside and took some more pictures.
Yeah,
And still
and
chit
talked
chat.
some more.
And let me tell you, I don't stay anywhere too long. Just like, if I need to go somewhere and do things, I'm in and out. But with Lola, it's just like, we're just amazing. We're just a great vibe. I always say it was definitely a godsend.
Yeah.
To have these type of friendship, because, sometimes, as women, we always say, like, dang, friends is not the same anymore. We miss our old friends. Even though with me, thank you and blessings, I have great, amazing people, but, the one that's not good, guess what? You step away. And the one that's the right for you, you gotta keep them in your life. Because these are the ones that's gonna go further with you. So, but of course, that friendship will come up in a different topic, but I just wanted to hit that.
And the thing that kind of rang true between us was when I started talking about the Queen's Guide and what we were trying to do. And she was of the same mindset. Mm-hmm. She wanted to do something the same. We started sharing our life experiences, telling our truths. And we're like, yes, well, I'm doing it with my daughters, Talia and Jaon. And I want you to meet them, and then we can get together and talk. And so that's how that kind of happened. And just for some background, how I got really kind of focused on the Queen's Guide was, I have a wonderful person, wonderful people in my life, but a wonderful person, Miss Nancy, who asked me because I told her I couldn't figure out what my purpose was. I didn't know what my purpose was. And she goes, what are you really good at? Like, what do you just shine at doing? And I was like, loving on people. I do that so well. And so I was reading different things that would allow me to do that. And so my first idea was to become a professional hugger, because they make money doing that. And so I was going to set up my living room and do all that. And my daughters were like, no, we're not doing that. We come over here.
Have that look when you say that.
Having somebody in the house and laid up, mommy.
There's some creeps out here. There are some creeps, and she does attract some creeps. So I don't want to know. And there'll be some dude that likes her little hugging business a little too much. I see you 2 days in a row. It's a problem. Like, I should keep seeing you in my living room.
So that was next. And so Jaon actually came up with the idea of the Queen's Guide. And I'll let her tell that story and how that came about. But it resonated with me, same as it resonated with Millen. So.
I just want to speak on their relationship and even how the Queen's Guide really started. Everything thus far has been led by God.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
as you know, everything that God touches, it's not hard, it's not complicated, it just happens, it clicks, and you feel it. So I feel like that's what their relationship was. You know how some
Yeah.
people say, "Oh, that's ironic." No, that's God.
No,
Yeah.
So with me, I was going through a pretty tough time, some of the darkest times in my life, and having to start over after like a really toxic relationship, coming back home, and you know, just a lot of drama, a lot of stress. And I was also, you know, listening to my friends who are beautiful Black women as well, and you know, just they were going through their own issues, and you know, listening to it, you think in your mind, like, these are good people, these are good women, these are good girlfriends, these are good daughters. Like, why does this happen to good people? Why are they going through so much? And then with Black women and women of color, I feel like our issues are only relatable to our own.
Oh, yes.
I can't talk to, you know, someone else.
Counseling.
Yeah, and you know, they're not really gonna understand. They can sympathize,
Yeah.
but they're not really gonna understand what it is to be a Black woman, especially in the United States. So, you know, I had mentioned it, and then after that particular, like, that toxic relationship, I got out of it by the grace of God. And I just felt like at that point, God was telling me that there's a bigger purpose, something that's bigger than myself, that I need. It's time. I feel like God was saying it's time. So I brought it up to my mom a couple of times, and my mom was like, okay, I'm gonna pray on it. Anytime you ask her, especially now, she's gonna pray on it first, which is awesome. So she prayed on it, and she came back to me, and she was like, I really think that we should do this. I prayed on it. I think God spoke to me. And then she met Miss Millen, and then it all just kind of, you know, we met Miss Millen, me and my sister, and we all clicked. We have a ball, y'all.
Yeah, we do.
We have a ball. So, yeah, and the Queen's Guide, after talking to one another, the Queen's Guide was formed.
And here we are. And everything that has happened, even up until this very moment, it's just really been an awesome blessing. It really has. Like, you know I get that everybody has their thing, and you believe what you want to believe, but let me just say, for me and my house, we serve the Lord, okay, and we gotta give Him props. Like, everything has been,
Yes.
We bleed the blood.
yes, everything has been Him. So it's been great. It's been great, and it's just been great to be used, and just, you know, to share love and laughter and uplift other people. You know, us spending time, we love that because we crack up, we cut up.
Cry. My favorite.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So that's that. That's pretty much how the Queen's Guide came about.
And now we're here.
That's it.
Started
Yeah,
from the
right.
now we're here.
No.
I don't know why these kids think we can't do anything.
No,
They know.
listen, she always tries, but she does too much. She takes it to another level. And then it goes from being cute to like, okay.
She keeps it light.
I like it. I like it. So let's go into today's discussion, right?
Yes.
So today's discussion is, you know, the topic is called Through Life Storms, Embracing It All. And, you know, with that being said, everybody goes through something. Everybody goes through something at any given point. Life is not always easy. You appreciate the times when it is and you're being blessed and everything's going in your favor. And you know what? You appreciate the times when it's not and it's difficult and it's challenging you to level up or batten down, right? They're both a time of blessing. It's all in how you receive it. It's all in your perspective. So let's talk about that. Starting off with, what storms have you been through? What are your storms? We're going to talk about, you know, kind of talk about a specific storm in our lives, each of our lives that we faced, and talk through it. But we also want to hear from you. What storms have you been through? What challenges have you faced in life that kind of gave you pause or was a woo moment? You know, we want to hear from you. So, girls. Chime in. What's going on?
See, I told you they always look at me.
You do. I don't even know how that happened.
I automatically turn like
Especially
this.
this one right
I
here.
automatically turn like this. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Where it's like,
I mean, it's like.
I automatically turn like
You remember the Friday movie? Go like
Right,
that. Just a little goof. You know, I'm going to be honest, and I think I said this to you, Lola, last night. I said, there's definitely two storms that I went through, but this one is like, you know, coming out. Wow, am I ready? You know, because not everyone knows my situations. So of course, this is the reason why we're doing Queen Factors. I was like, okay, you know what? You might be helping somebody, another young lady, that was, you know, my age.
Am I ready? Let me turn around and face you. It's going to be good.
Okay. So this was in 1997. Of course, it's kind of hard because you kind of worry about your family and how they're going to take it. You know, some of my families don't know. I keep everything inside, you know, a smiley face and everything, but, you know, keep God all the time. I was 20, 22, something like that, 23. It was a bad breakup. Nothing violent, nothing like that. But definitely, this person was my first love. This is the person that I wanted to be with the rest of my life, marry, and have children with. And, you know, at that age, and when I say first love, I think we all know what we're talking about. First everything, okay? So never even thought about being with anyone else but him. 3 years, 2.5 to 3 years passed, you know, stepped out and, with another woman. It was tough. It was very, very tough. And, you know, it's crazy because some people knew that what he was doing, but I didn't. I was blind, you know. I think my sister probably felt it, you know, that she's, you know, the closest to me. But when you're in love, you don't listen to your friends, you don't listen to your family.
Love is a dangerous
love
thing.
is dangerous, and I know that's going on a lot with a lot of young women now. So this is the reason why I'm sharing it. It blinds you. You just think about that person and that's it. Did his family know? Yes. Was I upset? Most definitely. Because, you know, it was such a long relationship. I felt like somebody should have told me. But and then, you know, when you got other families, like, well, you know what, blood is thicker than water. Why would they tell you? You know.
But it's still trying.
But still. And to me, I felt like I would have done that. I would have said something.
Exactly.
You know, because I never want another woman. I don't care. Even if someone I didn't know. I'm like, get them together. They could have got us together, you know. And that was.
They couldn't have got it.
Like, what?
Okay. Hey,
Exactly.
I'm in
What's
progress.
that video where the Caribbean girl, they were doing a relationship talk, and where he said that he cheated, she got up and did that kick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
No, I'm not that mature. I am still a work in progress. So yes.
Well,
God bless you.
yeah. And that was nothing. The other part, you know, of course, this person already cheated on me with this woman, you know, going through all that. The worst part, because even after that, I, you know, did try to work things out with him.
Because we do.
We do, you know. But later on, it was just, you know, it just was not going to work. But before that, I'm sorry, I didn't skip the story. Before we were trying to work things out, I got upset, went home, and I remember one of my baby sisters was asleep, my cousin was home, my sister was home. There was no way in the world I was going to tell them because they would have went crazy. You know, I'm their big sister, so I had to go tell my baby sister because, you know, she's kind of like the one kind of keep you calm, you know. And she was asleep. I had to wake her up, and she said, "What's wrong?" And I, you know, said the name, and she just kind of looked at me, and she goes, "I can't believe it," you know. And she's like, "I'm so sorry you had to go through this." I said, "You know, at that time you're numb. You don't even know what you're going through. You're just angry, you know." I'm like I literally gave up everything for this guy. Like, what happened? Like, what made? And that's the thing we ask ourselves, like, we did everything. What made you step out, you know? So Never had that answer, let me just tell you. So I get a phone call, one of his very good friend, and I get a phone call, I pick up the phone, and remind you, I have not talked to his friend for a long time, because I was wondering why he has not been in the picture with us, you know. And I didn't share this with you, right? I don't, yeah. So he called, and he's like, hey, I heard. I was like, yeah, you know. And not even thinking, I'm asking him, where you been? Mm-hmm. You know, like, look, totally forgot, like, about my situation. Like, where you been? Like, you know, we miss you, da-da-da-da. And he's like, you know what? He's like, don't worry about it. You know, you're a strong person. You can get through this. And I'm sorry about the baby. I lost it.
Right.
What?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's another type of pain, y'all. When someone has, yeah.
And this is when you're dating. Can you imagine if you're married?
Right.
That's another podcast.
Yeah.
That's another
That
show.
is.
But
So, sorry guys. So that was a tough one. Because, you know, we already went through a lot with that. So I was like, and his friend, he just felt bad. He's like, wait a minute, you didn't know? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no. And I just left the house. So don't, you know, when you're young at that time, don't ask me how fast I got from Maryland to D.C. Do not ask me how I got there, but I went back there and I raised hell. You know, and yeah, it was true, and you know, but you numb, you just don't know. This is something that, so yeah, so I get to the house, and all I said was like, what happened? Like, you couldn't even tell me that. Bad enough you can't even tell me you cheated, but you can't even tell me you had a child behind my back, you know. So it brought a lot of memories back with, you know, what we went through. So, you know, for some folks, to share this, like especially from my culture, at that time it was embarrassing, but I pray that it helps somebody else.
it will. And
Thank you
more
for
because
sharing
you're
that.
sharing.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing. And you don't know how many females are going through that or have gone through that. And you be one of them.
Yeah.
So,
I
appreciate you.
You can share it. And it's not gonna cause you a cry.
right.
So that was tough. So that's why, you know, and yeah, that's the toughest one. At that time, I didn't care that he even cheated now. Now it's like, wow, you got a baby.
This is another level.
This is big. This is another level, you know. And so after that, you know, y'all remember we did everything in DC together, like in Maryland, you know. And I just wanted to move. I just wanted to leave, like.
You should have taken to a cornfield. No.
I think my sister's in the you know,
And can we shout out Little Sis for being that one that she can
Absolutely.
talk to, because everybody needs someone they can talk to.
yeah, woo.
Yes.
You know,
She's amazing.
yeah. Like I said, with my sisters, and I think a lot of people, some that know them, we're very close, you know. But it was hard for me to share this with them,
Right.
you know. With the other two, I was scared to tell them, 'cause I didn't want to kill them,
Right.
you know. But with, you know, with my baby one, I had to go because you just know your sibling.
Mhm.
He's gonna calm you down.
Mhm.
But seriously, like with my sisters, I can talk to them about anything. I can call them. We're very close. Our parents raised us very, very, very tight.
Yeah.
You know, and just like how you guys are. That's why I think I love y'all so much. And so yeah, and I was worried how she was gonna handle because she was his baby. That she was his favorite.
Mhm.
You know, but yeah, I was ready to just pack and go. I couldn't even talk to my mom about it because my mom would not understand. And I think people from, you know, from Eritrea or any other culture, they will relate to this. It's hard to explain to your parents this because they were the first like, well, I told you,
Mhm.
I told you this is not gonna, you know. But it's hard. Now, say if our kids go through this, I would be able to relate to that because I've been in America for such a long time, you know, trying to understand everything. But for our parents at that time, it was very, very, very hard. And I think some of you would agree with that. So yeah, and a cousin of mine. Actually, I was ready to move to Florida because I couldn't take it. I didn't want to be here. I really didn't. I didn't want to leave my sibling, but I had to make that move because at this time, I was done. Like, I didn't know who Millen was. I tried to stay, but every place I went to, it just thought about me and him. Because we did everything in D.C., you know, in DFB. So I get a call. I had everything all done to go to Florida, and my cousin from Ohio, she called me. She was, I heard that you're trying to move to Florida. Why don't you just come over here? Remind you, at that time, 96, 97, Ohio. You know, how you gonna take a city, somebody going to a country? You know? and I was like, oh my God, I don't know. You know, I don't know about that. So we finally made it up. I was like, okay, fine, let's go. You know, and so yeah, went to Ohio. Did not like it for a while. I was ready to come back home. You know, just kind of make the story a little bit short. And after that, just kind of, you know, made it. It was good. Loved it. And I was staying with my cousin. You know, we got a place together. After that, you're thinking about this storm. It was another one. I get my own place in Ohio. And not even 2 days, my apartment burned down.
Oh, wow.
That's when I said, all right, what now?
Yeah, what's happening?
What's now? You know, what did I do? You know, and lost everything, because I just moved in. It's so crazy. By the way, any new place you go to, of course, now you don't have the choice to make sure you get renter's insurance. I had an appointment the next day to get the renter's insurance. You know, but with the grace of God, you know, I had my family, you know, friends at work and friends, you know, from Ohio. You know, I thank them for letting me stay with them. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I went through right there. I was ready to, like, move back home. But something said, you're not done. No, we're going to stay here. And, you know, with the apartment, with the fire, you know, we'll talk about that one day. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my friend, my girl. Because I had taken off from work that day, the day that my apartment got on fire. I took off from her. And she called me, she goes, get your butt home, don't get to work. She said, just come to work. Not even 10 minutes, 30 minutes later, the apartment burned down. Yeah, so.
Well, I think the earlier conversation took a little longer than what we expected. So we're going to have to kind of go through the rest of it a little bit quickly. I would say that my storm was, so I do consulting work with the government. And so when the furlough of 2019 happened, I was caught up in that. And it was a very difficult time. It was right after Christmas. It was very unexpected. I think many Gubbies felt the same way, or many folks who are associated with government felt the same way. And as for me, being the breadwinner and the person who takes care of the family, and it's mine just an extended family, as time went on, it became extremely difficult. It was a very humbling experience, and it was an experience that I will say in the midst of it, I got an understanding that it wasn't always me who had the answer. God always had the answer, right? And it wasn't me who was providing. God allowed me to provide. And it was a very challenging, humbling, kind of painful experience, to a certain degree, very embarrassing, actually.
I would say mine is, last summer, I had lost my job, and, I take pride in some of the earlier jobs that I had good experience, but it didn't seem like a job was coming as quickly as I would like. I had 2 girls, so, you always worry about providing and then helping, my mom and taking care of all of my responsibilities, but I feel like God was telling me, you need to go back to school. You need to, start making that foundation. So I did. I went I'm currently going for a dental assisting. Hoping to become a hygienist. I will become a hygienist.
Yes, you are going to become. Yes. You made the deal.
Right. She made the D's list, y'all.
Yes.
The girls smart.
Yes.
This girl's
Yes.
smart. I'm so proud. But the process is hard because not only am I going to school, but I also work because I have to provide. So there are sleepless nights, and let me tell y'all, medical school is not easy. It is not easy. So many sleepless nights, a lot of stress, and then it was like my whole day was either schoolwork and the girls. There's no time to kind of relax. There's no time to, take a good nap. You're always on it.
Yeah.
So there are some times where I felt like, Lord, I shouldn't have went back to school. I can't do it. This is too much. I don't get to, enjoy some of the things that I used to enjoy when I had more time. My girls, it was just a lot. And even doubting myself, like what I'm capable of doing. But God has always provided. Always. Even in times where I don't know, I have a final coming up and it's worth, 40% of my grade. And because I'm working and going to school so much, I get to study, but I don't really get to sit down and take an hour or take, a lot of time to do it. So it's like little increments. And I go in and I'm like, oh, Lord, be with me. I didn't invest $1,000.
That's why I got to call out his name.
For the second time. And, this is my second time going to school. So, and every time it's been A's. So, and I can only thank God for that because, going
I'm so proud.
Right, going in, I'm like,
oh, yeah.
And I did make the dean's list.
Yes.
I'm super happy.
That was
Once again, that's all.
I was in my office screaming.
Yeah.
So we're short on time. So I'll say, Millen, the next couple of questions, you can combine the two.
Right.
So let's go to this one.
So for me,
Yeah.
what made you almost give up?
No, we're short on time.
So we're not going to do that?
We're going to go to the last one.
Okay.
Okay. How did you go through it?
No. So what advice would you give others?
For me, it would be stay prayed up. You definitely need that armor. Our word of the day, think before you act. And really kind of when you're at your lowest point, like I said, pray and just kind of think about it. Think thoroughly. Don't make any rash decisions. Take it, day by day. And always know that there's someone that's worse off than you. Know who your provider is, who your creator is. And keep it pushing, You have to. You don't fail until you give up.
And go see help. It's okay.
Yeah.
Go see counseling. I wish I did that, but of course, again, didn't know somebody gonna make fun of you. Why would you go there? That's not for us. So definitely now I would definitely say go see counseling.
One thing I would say is it's amazing who's mindful of you. And in the midst of the furlough, and I was like down to nothing really. I had no answers. And I just kind of gave it to God, right? And my family came and helped me. My, friends, people who I didn't even know reached out to me. My two very best friends, because I'm very prideful. I have to work on that. But so I didn't say anything to anybody. And they literally just came and got me and like, look, we're taking you. We got you. And they came through. So understand where your foundation is and that they're there to help you, right? Everybody's trying to get a level higher. Everybody's trying to get better and get greater in some way, shape, or form.
And get through.
And so there are people in your network who are there for you and who want to see you succeed and thrive and who will be there for you. So please understand that and lean on that. I think we only have a few minutes so we can move into the mantra.
All right, so we are going to count down.
Who would you like to call?
That was Siri. Sorry, guys.
Out of control. She said she wanted to do the mantra too.
Yes,
So on the count of 3, you know what to do.
Yes. Join us.
1, 2, 3.
I am loved. I am growing. I am healing. I am empowered. I am at peace. I am confident. I am healthy. I am respected. I choose happiness. I am a queen.
All right. I wish we could stay longer.
I know.
This was
I feel like
We gotta go.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much thank you for being with us, for the time spent. we will see you. So we're at 2-week intervals. So we'll see you not this coming Saturday, but the following Saturday, and we'll post it all on the Queen's Guide page. I'll post a link for this book. This is a great book.
Right.
Check it out.
And if you have any comments or anything, please leave them down.
Yes.
You know our social media pages, Facebook, IG. We have a YouTube now.
Yes.
Check it out, check it out.
Yes, and definitely, remember you have to appreciate, you have to go through rough roads to appreciate life. Always remember that.
Have a great week. Have a blessed week. Bye, y'all.
Bye.